Hey, okay, now we're live. This is what happens when you have to ditch Streamlabs OBS and go back to the studio, and then you go, oh yeah, I reset my stream key, gotta go get that, do. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome to VYTALCast number 77? 78! I forgot, 77 was RTX. We're here with HuntSD as our guest today, and it's a shame that we're not on episode 77 for the volume 7 hype, because then it would have been 777. But considering that 777 was the RTX panel, I'm okay with that. I'm totally
better than nothing. At least it's not 80.
Yeah. And I just want to say hello to the chat right now with Siloid, B-Master, Inspector Who, Sunny, and Gamer Nicholas. Hello. Welcome, everyone. And thank you for being with us right at the beginning when we have technical difficulties, as is VYTALCast tradition.
Always have to have.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah. So, what has been happening in your circle, the RWBY fandom? Like, have you been doing anything RWBY related?
I recently stopped doing reaction, mostly. Just kept doing AMVs now.
Okay.
At the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really new to react to anyways. There's no RWBY Chibi. Volume 7's not out yet, you know.
Couple months, but...
I'm also on said bus of like, okay, I can't really do reactions right now. What can I do? And
like, just pick one thing to stick to it for right now until the volume starts again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like right now, I've been trying to get a few video, not like video essays, but just like videos of me talking about RWBY or like other anime, and edit those out. And I think I always go a little bit too ambitious for my editing style, or at least of what I can do editing wise, and so
like,
it's taking longer. Yeah. But yeah, also your AMVs are really good. Like
Thank you.
I really like your music choice specifically. Like whenever you shared music in the music Discord, I'm like, yes, I got a good recommendation.
Always just trying to find music is always hard. Sometimes it would take like days just to try to find a song on like to do.
Yeah.
It's always rough.
Yeah, and as far as like RWBY music videos are going, I'm kind of involved with 2 music video productions right now that are RWBY related. I don't know if you've heard of Cracked Brain Productions.
No.
Okay. So they're a YouTube channel. They're a little bit on the smaller side, but they're really great people. They're here in Utah like I am, and they have asked me to be a part of a RWBY music video that they are making. If things go the way they're planning on it, they haven't told me any updates in almost a month now.
No.
Well, they've been busy and I've been busy, so it's like, hey,
like
we've been talking. We just haven't been talking a whole lot on that. But if things go well, I think production, or at least one day of filming, will be done mid-October. And they have some very similar music choices to you. Like they like that old style alternative rock and stuff like that. And
I've also been listening to like space rock too.
Oh yeah,
recently. Yeah, like Star Set as well. Those are really good.
Kaido Dan's in the chat. He said, "Is it weird? I have an AMV idea, but I can't do it till the series is over."
Oh
wait,
no! Good luck at that. Why?
No, wait. Dan, why do you have to wait for RWBY to be over? Like, why so long?
Now?
What if RWBY never ends? What if they just decide to keep milking it? You know, I don't know. They won't keep milking it, but I mean they'll milk it in some other form. The main series will be done.
Yeah, like Chibi maybe, but if it ever comes back.
Chibi, Team Stark series. They need a Team Stark series. I saw the last Cyan on Twitter that made a tweet like, I know Cal retweeted it. I'll look it up later. Okay, Dan is saying
it might be Stark info.
They made a tweet about like what are some like headcanons you think are true of Team Stark or something like that?
Oh.
Let me see. Cal. I'll find her tweet. But okay, yeah, last Super Saiyan they tweeted, which Team Stark theory as far as relationships go do you like more? Crow had feelings for Summer, Raven, Ty, and Summer had an open relationship, Ty and Crow had sexual intention, or Raven was into Summer. And Cal was like, the answer is all the above. And like
I'm like, oh my god, that would be wild.
Yeah, we all know that like the fandom will be howling for Team Stark, just like my dogs are in the other room.
Like just anything. Like
Yeah.
even just naming them would scream people out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Kaido Dan was saying it's a narrative idea he has for it. Okay, I can understand if it's a narrative thing that you're waiting for the series to end. Like you're like, I would like the ending to be part of the ending shot or whatever. Hopefully the way RWBY
comes
goes.
To that.
Yeah, hopefully the way RWBY goes doesn't like derail his idea, because I've had that happen for a few ideas I had. Oh, Brandon commented on it. Sunny is saying, "Oh hey friends, David, I like the new look. Holy crap, so sleek, bruh.
Man,
where have you been?
Huh?
Where have you been?
Like
I kid. We've had this new look since April. It hasn't been too long, but
it was definitely before RTX.
Yeah, it was quite a bit before RTX. I spent a good amount of money commissioning it. The link to them is in the description of this stream. Edo Ninja HD, he's done Twitch layouts for Arnold and like a few other streamers out there.
Ooh.
And I was like, hey, you like RWBY? And they're like, yes, I do. I'm like, here's what I'd like. Can you do it and how much? And they're like, ooh, I could do that pretty well. And ta-da! However, I think somewhere the Streamlabs OBS had an update that now fights it, because it worked on Streamlabs OBS, and now we're on OBS Studio.
At least it works.
Yeah, at least we got a backup plan. If OBS Studio doesn't work, I'll go back to OBS Classic. I got all three of them on my computer.
Can never be too safe.
Yeah. Kaido Dan is saying pretty much, I also have a sad Arcos AMV idea, but not got around to it. That sounds like a specific music video idea I'm involved in.
Oh.
If anyone wants to see more content of me in a dress, we may be filming that in October. There's a... I don't want to like give out too much details of what it is, because it's not my idea or production. I know they had another music video that ideally they would have had done before Volume 7, but they haven't gotten any filming done because a lot of unexpected things have happened. So
sounds like fun.
Yeah. I've been kind of like helping them on the side, so I'm like, yeah, I could see why this is hard to get together. It's mostly like a so-and-so has a family emergency, so they can't film on original date or whatever. You know, it's always like, if it's not the main crew, it's someone that's on camera. So it's like, that's how production goes sometimes. And it'll
be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. They're great people. If you guys want to like see more Rooster Teeth community people, definitely check out Cracked Brain Productions. Bernie actually talked about them on the RT podcast earlier this year. Yeah, they shouted out the website and stuff, and it was very cool. It was like, oh my gosh, I know those people. I know who they're talking about. It's one day VYTALCast will be mentioned.
Someday. Maybe not today, though.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Everyone's like, dress David. Inspector Who is saying, what if Thirsty Moms is a flashback to Raven and Summer thirsting after ... Someone. Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you. I'm like, I wanted to ask you, who do you think Thirsty Mom is?
If I had to guess, it's probably going to be a side character, maybe?
Yeah, they did say Thirsty Moms, like plural.
Yeah.
So,
but
I mean, Willow is my first guess. because they're
That could be
Atlas.
interesting. One, she could be drunk during that. Because,
Yeah.
she's an alcoholic still, so...
Yeah, I was thinking, like, is she thirsty, like, for alcohol, or is she thirsty for, like, Ironwood or something? I know a lot of people are betting, like, she'll hit on Crow, but I'm honestly hoping it's on Ironwood, because I don't want my snowbird ship to be home-wrecked by the mother. Yeah. Yeah, Willow's a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also... someone, I can't remember who tweeted it out to me earlier this week, but it was something about the post-credit scene of Volume 5 with Raven. What if...
I think we... Oh, nothing. Go on ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, what if they go back to that in Volume 7, and Raven is the thirsty mom, and she's looking to get a booty call from her ex, Ty, and that's why she keeps spying on him in Raven form.
I think if anything, that's going to come back to when we get back to Vale. That's the likely scenario, but maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Plot twist. Mama Schnee like Jean. Oh my gosh. No, I mean...
already going...
it'd be a repeat of what they did with Callie and Sun.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she was like, ooh,
great.
I like Sun. Hey, Blake, hit on that. And, she'd probably be like, oh, hey, Weiss, you should like Jean because I like Jean, I could...
Oh, back those days.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaido Den's like, he doesn't see Raven or Ty being on screen.
Yeah, at least until we get back to Vale, at least.
Yeah. I mean, it could be chibi content at least. Oh my gosh! Hey, Reach's Beast. I almost killed a mosquito for that. Thank you so much for the $5 donation.
There you go.
Said, hey, what are we doing, David?
VYTALCast.
Yeah. I really wanted to. Oh, and there's the very late alert.
Oh, there you go.
It just went off. Sorry I'm late.
Hey, at least it's there.
Traffic was a B. Don't worry, man. That's why I take back roads, because I could never trust traffic.
Get those little shortcuts going.
Yeah. Although,
shortcuts.
A lot of the shortcuts I used to take are now under construction. So,
nice.
And they're no longer short because they're rerouting the roads. I'm so happy about city expansion. Not. Okay, so Brandon Dodge is saying, I hope we get a continuation of that. I don't think she'll try to get back together with Ty, but maybe she could.
It could be a slow process, more than likely.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I've kind of had a dumb rule of thumb because of the Volume 5 post-credit scene, is if Raven is in the post-credit scene, just pretend it doesn't happen, because so far, RT has never gone forward with anything that's shown after the credits with Raven.
Yeah, especially Volume 2, it's apparently that's not canon anymore.
We don't talk about that anymore.
Yeah, I missed that post-credit scene. That was great.
Yeah, did they cut that from the DVD Blu-ray release?
I don't know.
I think it's still there. I remember seeing it like a year or two ago, and so far most of my rewatches have been from this beautiful Blu-ray set, which they have now updated the Blu-ray sets, and I need to get a new one. I haven't bought Volume 6 yet because I was thinking I'd buy like the volumes 4 through 6 set. Yeah. And I think what they did instead of a volume 4 through 6, I think they did a volume 1 through current.
They did the first arc. Beacon arc, and they'll probably do this story soon.
Dude, the RT site hates me. Like, right when I had my mouse on store, the toolbar went down, and it made me click on RTX. It's like, thanks. I totally wanted to click on RTX. Oh! We'll talk about RTX in a bit, but... Brandon Dodge said, I think it's supposed to be a dream sequence. That's kind of been the retcon of it. It was originally not supposed to be.
I think it kind of does look like it, especially with the music and everything. It kind of sounds like a little bit of lullaby.
Yeah.
But
it definitely pays off as a dream sequence, but originally was not supposed to be that, which is why we don't.
It kind of get mentioned again, but not really. It's kind of brief. I think it was mentioned a little bit in Volume 5, kind of.
Really, in Volume 5? Because I remember Yang and Crow talk about it in Volume 3.
Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that's what that was at Volume 5.
Okay. Yeah,
I remember that being mentioned. That's never brought up again.
Yeah, I'll need to rewatch Volume 5 and take a better glance at it.
So maybe it might have been during Raven and Yang's talk, Part 1 of that.
Yeah, it might be. Inspector Who is saying, honestly, I would love Raven and Ty to make a Thor Infinity War, bring me Salem surprise, save the day.
You know they're going to at some point. They're going to do some reference, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I would like some build up to it. I would not like them to like show up randomly at battle together. I would like to at least have seen some scenes of them talking stuff over. One way I could see her and Ty talking in Volume 7 is if she's telling Ty about her being the Spring Maiden, and like that being part of the reason why she left was because of the original Spring Maiden, and then her making
at some point that has to get brought up again, especially to the crew. They need to know about that
for sure. And I think she'd probably try talking to Ty about it and kind of like you know, have to bring up the since we split up, I've made some terrible choices, like I murdered the Spring Maiden before me, and
what?
Yeah. And I am now learning that I should change my ways and make better with it, you know. Kaido Dan said she's referring to the train meeting after Neo. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. I was gonna say, like, I don't think the dream sequence.
It's the same thing. Like, I remember something about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did talk about their first meeting, but that was.
I think that's what's confusing about that, because they said like first meeting, like, do you mean Volume 2 or that?
It was like, definitely when she gets saved by Raven. Wait, okay, so Brandon Dodge is saying, I think the reason she connects the dots of the person that saved her being her mom because of the dream. That would be a good explanation.
Maybe. But then at the same time, they showed her face during that. So you would think she would know.
Wait, no. Raven was wearing the mask on the train.
No, not the train, the dream sequence.
The dream sequence, yeah, she takes it off. And that was like a big reveal, was like her taking off the mask and looking just like Yang with the red eyes.
I remember people talking about, like, they're sisters. I remember that.
Oh gosh, you know that's almost as bad as like a pre-Volume 3 post I made once. I made a theory, and keep in mind, like back in the Volume 1s and 2 days, like it was like, unless you watch the RT podcast or like very much followed Monty or someone on the writing crew on Twitter, there's no way to get out of show information. And I made a dumb theory that immediately got shot down by the fandom about Crow and Raven being like, or like Crow being the true father to Yang and yeah, you could see where this theory's going downhill, right? And everyone's like, bruh,
no,
they're twins. Their last name is Bronwyn. And I'm like, wait, where do we get access to their last names? I didn't know their last names. Yeah, because in Volume 2 they don't say their last names. They mention Uncle Crow. I don't think they even say Raven's name.
No, they say Mom.
Yeah.
I think that's all it is.
Yeah, so it was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was one of my really big, dumb RWBY fandom moments that...
It's like, oh, I edited this.
Oh, luckily it wasn't a video. It was a text post on Tumblr, and that is where it shall lie. It's one of the things that wake me up in the middle of the night, where I'm like, I can't believe I had a theory about Crow and Raven having a kid. And then I take a hot shower and drink to forget. Kaido Dan said she caught on she met Raven on the train after seeing her sword in Crow's pick. Yeah, because
Okay.
and then like Crow puts his thumb over her, like we don't talk about her, or the post credit scene. Yeah, thanks for that. Uh, B Master is saying, "What if the real thirsty mom is gender bent Tucker from Red vs. Blue?"
Oh god.
They didn't think I'd find out, but I have. The 9 stars of Caboose have aligned. The donut has a hole. Tucker must be the real thirsty mom.
Oh god, here we go. Cause to be very happy, all right?
Yeah. If Red vs. Blue like season 18 ends up anything close to Red vs. Blue season 14, they could totally do that.
Yeah.
I at least have a gender bent Tucker. The RWBY crossover, as far as I know, is still
Iffy
because of 343. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay. Here's a question from Inspector Who. Favorite outfit of the new volume?
Weiss.
I kind of have to agree with you there. Weiss.
It's a really nice outfit. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
The hair style really works with it. I think that's what makes it so good for me.
The hair. Okay, so
I'm gonna feel bad for the cosplayers in that outfit. Oh,
their necks are going to kill them. Like the hair is gonna be so heavy. My friend Rin, she cosplays, well, all of Team RWBY and then some. But she was like, "Oh yeah, Weiss is gonna be troublesome because like already having like the bob slightly to the side." Like she's like, whenever I take my wig off, my head goes because it's like so used to like having to like counterbalance the thing. Reaches Beast is saying he's biased towards Blake. Blake's bike cut is
that's probably the best thing about it right there.
I need to rewatch the RTX RWBY panel that they posted on the RT site because I'm pretty sure I screamed bike cut loud enough for their mics to pick up. Because I screamed, I'm like, bike cut! Or like, that hair! And then like the crowd was like silent for a second and then just roared about the hair. Like I was like on that. Oh gosh. But actually all the outfits, the Blake cosplay is actually impossible. Yeah, I was gonna say like all the cosplay are gonna be super hard.
The underneath of the outfit is gonna be rough.
Yeah. Lee M says RWBY's new outfit, chef's kiss. Dude,
there was a tweet by Michael Femin for me was like, did she teleport into that outfit or what?
Yeah, dude, I love the new outfit designs. However, for cosplay, it's like it's gonna suck because it's gonna be extremely hard to pull off. It's gonna be extremely hard to pull off, and like everyone else who like tries to do it but can't get it quite there, like they still deserve a medal being like, hey, you tried, like, here's your bravery trophy. Seriously, it is I feel so bad for cosplayers. Like my friend Rin, who like I said cosplays all of Team RWBY. She does Pyrrha as well. She's doing Ren. Like she does like pretty much almost all the RWBY characters, and she's like, yeah, that's gonna be a really tough project for me. And like she said, out of all the RWBY characters, Yang's volume 5 and 6 outfit was the hardest. Just because of like the tailcoats and how stuff is. The jacket was like the killer part for her. But she's like, wow, all 4 of them are like the level of difficulty of Yang's previous outfit. And I'm like, oh gosh. But I agree with Lee. Like RWBY's new outfit is super exciting. That's probably like her best design since her original design.
Oh yeah, it's more like an updated version of the last one.
Yeah,
like the one it's probably meant to be.
Yeah.
I just wonder if Juniper and Bo are gonna get a new outfit.
Yeah, too. I was gonna say she just messaged again in the chat saying, "I wonder if Team Junior will get new outfits as well."
You kind of have to, especially Crow and Atlas.
I've been like low key holding off of my Jean armor because I'm like, what if there's an update? What if there's a new design? Because I'd rather like do the new design than like.
Yeah, I think he will get an updated version more than likely. I think Brandon's gonna get a new outfit because that's gonna be rough.
I doubt it'll be easier than his volume 4 through 6 design, but please armor-wise be easier. I beg you, RT, but the RWBY companion guide came out like what, last week?
I think it doesn't come out quite yet. Well, I think Murder Bird's got it early.
Okay, yeah, because it's him. Which sounds a little bitter from me. I'm just like, man, I wish I had it. That it's nothing against him. I know.
Like, I wish I had all these spoilers. Damn it.
Yeah, because he posted they had more reference shots of the new designs and he tweeted them out for cosplayers. It's like, hey, cosplayers, here's your reference shots.
Yeah, there was one, I think, of a promotional video for it. It showed like Watt's backstory and whatnot on it very quickly.
I'm excited to see more of Watt's. But yeah, I asked him. I tweeted him. I'm like, hey, anything for Team Juniper or Team Junior? And silence. People liked my tweet. No one replied, and I'm like, please, please, I need to know. I have my Jean hoodie like 2 feet. What?
I don't think they would show that in the book quite yet if it's meant to be a spoiler. But
yeah, I mean they have the volume 7 designs, so I thought it would be current to that. You know, to me it feels weird to like release it right before a volume, and not like do it during or probably like a little closer to Christmas time, so like any potential spoiler wouldn't be spoiled.
Yeah, because apparently the alphas won't be coming till much later in the volume too. So.
Yeah, everyone's like Junior is probably under wraps. You know what? At RTX, they were probably like, you know what? We almost killed the fandom with the new designs.
Let's hold off. Wait for them to recover.
We'll wait for them to recover from their heart attacks. Then we'll show them Junior.
I hope they release it next week at New York Comic Con.
Ooh, yeah.
Because the panel's coming out for that. So.
Yeah. Oh crap! That's on Friday, isn't it? Huh?
I think so.
Next week on VYTALCast, you guys are probably going to cover New York Comic Con details, and I'm going to be like, I don't know.
Let's just hope the trailer gets published.
Yeah.
After that.
Oh yeah, we're Inspector Who's saying new trailer. I hope we get a trailer. But
should be.
I mean,
1 second of new footage. Let's go.
yeah, dude. Did you watch the archive for the RWBY panel at RTX?
I've seen some of it, not all of it.
Okay, I was gonna ask if they showed what they showed us of the first chapter of Volume 7.
I don't think they would, because that's meant to be for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a month, so it's like, I don't care. It's been a month. Show the people. Show the people the goods. It was very amazing. Like, if the fighting is as good as it is from what they showed us in that, like, unfinished footage for their whole volume, this is gonna by far be the best action season.
Oh, man.
Like...
I mean, high expectations there, huh?
Yeah, dude. Like, the crowd was going wild at it. Oh. Like, keep in mind, it was unfinished work as well.
Yeah, it was wet.
Yeah, we were like, oh my gosh, like, it's so good. Like, it was hard not to, like, spoil it during my panel the next day. Be like, hey, who was there? Yes. Okay, yep. Everyone's having a gasp face. Would love to talk about it as vague as possible.
And then one person is like, not there yet.
Not there. Yeah. Kaido Dan said he got his dad visiting the day of the panel and possibly the trailer. Oh. Dude, Dan, I pray that you're able to like lucky. See it and react to it. Like, I'm with you there. I
just hope the trailer gets public at some point.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, Chapter 1's the first volume to come out. We'll get it on November 2nd at the very least.
I'm just grateful there's no character shorts. Just getting rid of that budget.
Yeah, no, I'm so really glad. It wasn't much of a budget thing. It was more to avoid work crunch, which I really admire them doing. And I talked to Jackie. For those who don't know, Jackie is the Rooster Teeth community manager. And she was talking to me the day after about it. And she was the one that went through everyone's questions. Because this year instead of like going up to the mic, everyone like messaged towards a number, and then like they got the questions and they kind of like ciphered through them. And she said like backstage, Carrie was like, hey, I want you to know that like if anyone asks questions about the time crunch or like any of the Glassdoor stuff that came out, like don't be afraid to like still have those pass through, because I am more than willing to be transparent and answer all of those questions.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it was really good. And like that was one of the questions that went through at the Q&A section of that panel. And it was like, yeah, one of the reasons why we're like not doing a character short was because it would just put too much pressure on the animators. It's also why we're getting a November release date rather than October.
So even then, that release date could change. Anything could be possible, but we'll see.
Yeah, and they were very, very open during the panel, being like, hey, like, we're changing a bit of the way we do things to like make it easier on our animators. Like, we are practically finished writing the volume, and like, hey,
that was wild, because I don't think that's ever happened before.
Yeah,
like this being completely done mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been to like 2016 RTX to present, so I can't say too much, especially off of memory, because I do not remember 2016 or 2017 RTX panels at all. But I think for the most part, they are close to done in their writing. As far as like actual animation, I don't know. Reaches Beast says hashtag all hail Jackie. Yes, all hail Jackie. She is my fave. Like, honestly, like, Jackie has been so supportive of VYTALCast and like of my channel in the background. Like, hey, dude, you keep on doing it. Da da da. She and I talked about some stuff of potentially having someone like Carrie guest on VYTALCast.
Oh my god.
I need to start emailing them about that, because she was like, hey, start emailing like months in advance about that so we could like get that relationship, you know. And she's like, she did tell me like, and I kind of guess like Miles will be a lot harder to find free time for, because Miles does camp and like voices for a lot of different shows. So he's requested Miles has requested a lot, but that's okay, because I kind of wanted to hear more from Carrie anyways.
Yeah, especially he's the animation director and everything else like that.
So I would love to get Carrie on sometime. If I could try to get like Lindsay on sometime as well. Lindsay and Barbara have told me themselves that they've heard of VYTALCast. Like, even though they weren't like super they're like, oh wait, yeah, we think we've heard of that. And Lindsay, I saw her at FanX, which is a convention here in Salt Lake, and she was like, oh yeah, how'd your panel go? I'm like, 90% capacity. And she was like, dude, awesome. So yeah. Dude, Reaches Beast, I'm sorry Streamlabs is like bullying you in the chat. It's like, Reaches Beast, please refrain from using foul language. Dude, I do not remember putting anything up to refrain anyone from that. But yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just catching up on some of the chat on that. But Lee was saying she could hear her scream after RWBY talks.
Oh,
nice. Also, like, people in the chat, if you're at RTX, like, I don't know, give like an RTX in the chat or something, because I'd love to see who's all here. Because I know Reaches Beast was there. Yeah. Brandon Dodge said they did say that all the dialogue was done about a month or so ago, I think. Yeah, dialogue has to be done.
I think the only one is not done, I think, is Lindsay.
So no, Lindsay finished.
She did?
Lindsay was one of the first ones to finish, actually. I think, if anything, it's Kara that hasn't publicly said she finished, but I think she is. Because when I talked to her at FanX, she said something that kind of alerted to her being done. So like, obviously they can't spoil anything, or and I don't ask for spoilers. I'm not a
NDAs and that would not be good.
Yeah. Man, they're really great guys. But Michael was there as well, which wait, where is it? Oh, I got Michael's signature.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That looks so nice.
And I got a photo op with him. Well, not a photo op. I got a selfie with him. Which honestly, I prefer a selfie than a photo op because cheaper and also just to me looks better. I don't know. Yeah. Reaches Beast says Jackie is awesome. I'm an admin for Rooster Teeth DFWs, so I communicate with her on a regular basis. She truly is a bad A. I agree. And honestly, like, I should try talking to Jackie more often. I mean to. I just haven't as much, but she's a great person, and, like, I wish her the best of luck on RWBY Rewind. She's a great person to have on that.
Oh man, I miss Rewind so much.
Dude, I mean, they should be starting up, like, fairly soon.
Weeks.
Yeah,
it's not like a week before, at least.
They're gonna get that hype train. We gotta have that RWBY Rewind hype train, even though I kind of like,
especially those previews.
Yeah, even though my watch schedule for RWBY Rewind is I'll watch it like a week later than the episode release, just so I don't accidentally copy a comment made on here.
Oh man, that would be.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, I'd love to watch it live, but I can't because I don't want to accidentally copy you. Kaido Dan is saying, Aaron and Barb have finished, though Aaron also tweeted being back in his studio recently. Not sure for what for. I remember that. Did you see that tweet?
Yes, I did actually.
Yeah, well,
I think it could be for BB Tag, maybe for more lines, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Chibi? Maybe?
Maybe Chibi? I mean, RTX had no mention of Chibi.
Yeah, that's like, yikes.
I think Chibi is low-key on a big hiatus. I don't think they'll cancel it.
I think it's going to be on a permanent hold. Maybe for the next couple of years, they'll probably bring it back up.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out, like, what to do with animation scheduling and stuff. They're going through a lot of, like, changes, obviously. So, yeah, hopefully.
It just sucks they have a character tease and they stop afterwards. For Coco, I think it was, and they just can't.
Oh, wait. Did they tease... Did Coco never have her full release in Chibi?
There's a tease and then it stopped. That's what sucks about it.
I am having the 100-yard stare right now, being like, we almost had it. We almost had the Coco.
No.
Dude, there was a surprisingly very good Coco cosplayer at FanX, and I didn't get a chance to say hi to them, but it was a pretty good cosplay.
I still need to read a book. I still haven't gotten it yet.
I still need to read it. It's like staring at me right now. I'm like, hi. It's like I'm trying to finish The Witcher first, and then I'll read you. Yeah, I've been so busy, but I've also just been saving that for like a good day to read as well, because I bet once I start reading it, I'll breeze through it.
You won't be able to stop.
Yeah, because books, I either go through like a slow burn, or I just go through it in a day. Oh, yeah, they think Brandon Dodge is guessing maybe Dr. Gray for RVB.
Oh, yeah, that's right, she does play.
Yeah. RVB, man, I'm really glad that's still going on, and
last season was actually a lot better.
That's good. That's what I've been hearing from some of my Red vs. Blue cosplayer friends. Oddly enough, they're in Cracked Brain, that YouTube channel that I mentioned. We're actually trying to get Salt Lake Gaming Con to invite the Red vs. Blue crew down for that convention, because the RWBY crew did amazing at FanX, and we really want to get Samantha Ireland. We want to get Shannon. We want to get crap. We have specific people we're asking for. It's mostly the freelancer voice actors. We didn't want to go for like Bernie, Matt, any of the like.
That's not going to be impossible.
yeah. We didn't want to go for the Blood Gulch crew, but we also wanted to like give people like Samantha Ireland some love. So, yeah. Um, oh, Kaido Den saying Coco was teased on Twitter with her cut-in screen. Dang.
That's just really unfortunate. Like, they just tease it and it's done.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully seeing like Team Coco back in the main show isn't too long of a wait. Hopefully it's near the end of Volume 7, maybe early Volume 8.
If anything, it's going to be during Vacuo.
Yeah, I could see that.
Especially Team Sun back there too, apparently.
I have heard things about Volume 7 from certain people who would know things about Volume 7 that may have hinted at some people coming back. And
don't tell me they're going to do the battle.
And a little bit 7. Of the themes of Volume 7. And I'm like, boy, please. I hope. Yeah. However, that was like early enough in the writing process that
so it wouldn't be too much.
That was early enough in the writing process that things could have totally changed and like stuff got pushed off because like, no, we want to focus more on this and this and this and flush it out better and push it off to like Volume 8. But either way, I'm excited for some of the things I've heard, and I'm like, whoa, please.
I just really hope we don't get the battle about this volume.
Please, yeah. This volume. What are some of the biggest things you're looking forward to in Volume 7?
Culture and Atlas, character development for side characters more Ridley to see what he's been up to since Volume 4. Like, Watt's backstory.
Dude, Watts, I'm super excited. Have you seen that new theory about Watts and Jacques possibly being brothers?
Yeah, I've heard about that. I haven't seen the video, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen the video by Cal, but it's an interesting thing. Someone pointed it out on Twitter that they both have, like, the same mustache, pretty much, just different color, and that their hair isn't too far off either.
I think that would be just a coincidence, though.
Yeah, like it could be a coincidence, but it's enough to spin a theory off of.
Yeah.
Kaido Dan says, gotta bounce, getting sleepy. Great to see VYTALCast back. Peace. See ya, Dan. I hope you get good sleep. I'm jealous of you.
I don't sleep till like 1 anymore.
Yeah. I've been up for so long. And then Lee's saying she's just dying to know who Christina's playing.
Oh, man. I'm so excited for that. I think it's going to be Willow.
Yeah, I was going to say my money's on Willow. For sure.
Because she's a very popular actress. I think that would be the perfect role for that. Because it's not too important, but it's also important enough.
Yeah, it's still like a keystone character, you know?
It's not have too many lines for it.
Yeah.
Get her back.
It's like, hey, you get like a page of dialogue, but it's all we could afford.
It's like, hey, you asked me to be a movie, here you go, don't complain.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And it's funny to see like voice actors who mentioned RWBY years ago finally get their chance.
Yeah.
And
even if it's a side character, it's great.
Yeah, of course. And I just really hope it's not something like a Sienna Khan character where we get hyped up for the character and then they like die immediately or immediately lose relevance to the plot. You know, it's.
I thought the Adam character short with her was such a disappointment too.
Oh really?
When we see the potential there, we just don't even get it at all.
Yeah, it's a shame, but I think her involvement in the Adam trailer came out of the fandom disappointment in what happened with her. So I'm glad that they at least try to make it better. Yeah. Yeah, which I still need to rewatch the Adam trailer because it was pretty good. So Gamer Nicholas is saying, been sleeping late and yesterday I was going to play D&D, but my friend actually has a D&D RWBY group. Like, all the characters have, like, semblances, and they're all, like, based off of, like, fairy tale or mythological characters.
Bet that took a lot of development. Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned about it back in April. But John Ronald is saying Sienna was like the special guest star on Police Squad who got killed off in the credits running joke. I don't know Police Squad, but like just seeing the parentheses part of like who got killed off in the credits running joke is very funny. Oh man. And Gamer Nicholas is saying, imagine if Matt Mercer was in RWBY.
Oh my god.
I mean, Matt Mercer, he'd have to be a vacuo character. He has to be a cowboy. You know? Because he's played mostly cowboy western voices from what I've seen. Because McCree, Jotaro, who is based off of Clint Eastwood. So
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we go to Vacuo, which it's kind of loosely based off of Australia and the Wild West. I could see a cowboy, Matt Mercer there. It'd be kind of funny to see, or like not funny, but like be pretty cool to see like Critical Role, like character guest stars. Like maybe have a Faunus based off of Jester and have.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and have what's her name, Bailey. Oh gosh, I am spacing on names. Why? Hold on. This is why. Jester. Jester. Critical Role. Bailey. What's her name? Bailey. Laura Bailey. Bailey's the last name. That's why I was getting it confused. But yeah, like have a Faunus character. Yeah, thank you, Inspector Who. Saw it just a little late. But it'd be cool to see like little Easter egg stuff like that. And I just got reminded Laura Bailey did Amber.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean,
never mind.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we had someone play more than one character in RWBY, because we had Jen Brown. She played both Violet. What's the newscast lady's name? RWBY newscast.
Oh, yeah, her.
Lady.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Google, you have failed me.
Oh, apparently it's Laura Lavender.
Yeah. Okay. I knew it was something related to purple, but thank you, Laura Lavender. You know, she plays Laura Lavender and also Pura, so it's like Laura Bailey could play Amber, and now a new character. You know,
not my Amber support anymore.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Lisa Lavender. Yeah, Lisa, not Laura. I was gonna say Laura.
I did one from above that.
Yeah.
Which one I saw.
Yeah, and Gamer Nicholas said Google had one job and it failed. It did, especially when I hit on images to hopefully like at least get like a picture of her to pop up, and then I could just see the name that way. Keep safe search on, kids. You might get scarred.
What do you mean, you know?
Yeah, it was like, really? Fandom, why?
There's not too many pictures of her, though, so you should be
fine.
No,
it wasn't of her. It wasn't of her. She never showed up. It was... Not going to say what I saw. It reminds me of that time I was doing a video on Blake Belladonna, and I was looking up Callie.
There's a lot on her.
Do not look her up and have safe search turned off, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Wait, do I screw that fun with that?
John, no, John, be a good Streamlabs. Okay. Yeah. Inspector Who's saying Jester and Amber have different voices. It would be hard. And let's be honest, Amber mostly just made in pain gasps, you know. So
like I don't think she talks kind of, but like few lines at least.
Yeah, she had a few lines, but not enough for me to catch on. That was Laura. Regis Beast is saying, "I'm a gird, smash." Yeah. Man, there was some stuff I was really looking forward for Volume 7, or stuff I wanted to ask about, but now I'm like spacing out because we memed for so long. We mentioned the costumes, the writing. I swear I had something. It was something Crow related. Oh, do you think Crow's ever going to get a new outfit change?
I think he might, especially with his outfit for the winter. It's not going to be the best.
Yeah, his shirt's pretty thin. He's going to freeze.
I always found it weird in episode Volume 6 where Weiss was the only one that got cold and nobody else did.
I mean, let's face it, she's the only one who was able to afford a new coat.
True.
She probably stole some money when she ran off in Volume 4. Yeah, Reaches be saying, I like Crow's current outfit, though. I agree. I love Crow's current outfit. It's very
I think
easy.
For logical choice, he needs a new one.
Yeah, I mean, I think, if anything, his might go with, like, a character development change, similar to Oscar.
Yeah.
Like, I think once he starts to, like, get clean off of alcohol, like, no longer being an alcoholic, being a more responsible drinker, he might clean up his look, so to say.
Then maybe he might die.
Oh, don't say that. He's dodged death flags for so long, he can't die on us now.
He can't dodge him forever.
He just upgraded on voice actors too. We can't kill him off.
I think if anyone is going to kill him, it's going to be Tyrion. To give him
no.
I think that's likely the
scenario. Man. Sometimes
or
I forget
if he's
Tyrion
based off his
existed.
fairy tale, he's going to get ripped in half by birds. By the flame monkey.
He's going to get hacked to death. It's going to be a murder of Crow. They bring Arnold on for a cameo, and he's one of the people that stabbed Crow to death just for the pun. Oh, gosh. That'd be too much.
It'd be dark as hell, though. Like, you rip apart.
Brandon Dodge is like, at this point, I think Crow is invincible. He's almost died like 4 times. You know?
Should have died in Volume 4, but whatever, right?
No, whoa, hey. Well, he
was poisoned.
Yeah, he doesn't
like, the
mean
way how he was, and sounded like he was going to die.
It doesn't mean he should have died. I mean, gosh. In my opinion, it should have been Tyrion that died. He should have bled to death from that wound. He lost technically part of a limb and never covered it up.
Yeah, I think that's where they... Well, I'm sure
yeah.
That, but...
No, I mean, as much as I like to crap on Tyrion, I am kind of glad to see him come back. In the sense of...
I love his new tail, though. That's... Well, it's kind of the same thing as his other one, but it's more metal, and I like it a lot more.
Yeah, it's more mechanical. I wonder if it has some functionality with that.
Maybe.
Because I highly doubt they're like, hey, Tyrion, you know, your tail, it was pretty swell beforehand. Well, we're just going to replace the tip with metal. You know, I would imagine...
I would like the option if he can use dust on the points, do different abilities with it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I totally imagine would be something they do.
I don't see what else they can do with it.
Yeah. Tron Ronald's like, Crow's semblance makes Atlas fall. Calling it now. Dang.
It's gonna fall. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, he burns every flag. Oh my gosh.
If anything, I think before it falls, it's gonna get cut like for the wires, and then it's gonna fall on mantle. It's gonna have to.
Yeah,
especially with that impact, it's gonna kill billions of people.
Yeah. Have you ever talked to Semblance of Sanity about their theory on it?
No, I don't really talk to them that much.
Okay. So they've said this on VYTALCast before, and I've repeated it a few times since then. But they've had a theory that Ironwood may drop Atlas on top of Mantle. But he'd do it because Raven's in Mantle. It'll be like Raven's in Mantle, and she's working her way up Atlas, and he just decides to drop
Do you
Atlas.
mean Salem?
Did I say Salem?
You said Raven.
Did I say... Oh my gosh.
I'm like, wait a minute, what? Why are you up against Raven for?
Guys, just so you know, I am super tired. I had a 10-hour shift today. I got up at 4:30. If I slip up on names, forgive me. No,
if anything, Like, if anything, it's gonna fall no matter what. It's just the amount of emotions that's gonna go through people is gonna be worse than the battle of Beacon after.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry guys, I meant Salem. He's gonna drop Atlas on Salem, who is in Mantle at the time.
And it's not gonna do anything because she's immortal. Like, like she can die, but she can just come back.
Yeah, Reach's Beast is like, why did you not stream on Twitch? I could have totally clipped that. I should totally check if like moderators have the ability to clip stuff, because I know I have the ability to like create highlights. Because that would have been pretty good.
I can only imagine the severe consequences after Atlas fall. Like all the emotions mounting up, no more dust supplies going around.
Yeah, I was gonna say the dust supply, the economics, all of that.
Like, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna make Battle Beacon look like a cakewalk.
Oh yeah, yeah, and a lot of people are kind of like thinking, okay, we won over in dang, this is
Haven.
David forgets stuff day. Haven, we won in Haven. We're probably gonna lose in Atlas, because I don't know. People are like,
well, because it's based off of Raising the Fall, so
yeah, because people hate happiness and RWBY. They're like, you know what? It's time for them to lose and lose big.
The villains need something, okay, besides Beacon.
We've had 3 good outcomes in volumes. It's time to tear everyone's hearts apart.
I think what could happen is maybe they could have Juniper, Junior, and Mantle before the fall. Like, try to defend them, like, have separate characters go to different areas.
Yeah, you're talking about Team Junior just being smashed by Atlas.
Yeah. It would help with the writing process not doing so much.
Don't do that.
Other characters.
No.
But
gosh. I've heard one theory that like Callie and Gira would be in Mantle. Like they'd bring some of the White Fang faction down to Mantle to help the Faunus and the mines.
I can only imagine Blake's reaction after hearing their parents
die. Like Blake just getting orphaned. It's like, oh dear. Yeah. Brandon Dodge is saying, I think the end of Atlas arc will result in another great war, which is I think
it's gonna happen eventually.
It's definitely one of the things that Salem seems to be aiming for, is to divide humanity.
It's been set up for years at this point that it's bound to happen. It's inevitable. It's a matter of when. Especially Volume 4, Crow mentioning that to John, like, if it happens, you have to fight. Like, a lot of...
Yeah, and it will be like people on people fighting, not people versus Grimm. Yeah. Reach's B says he's got to go run to the kitchen so he could cook dinner, and he'll catch us later. Dude, get a good...
Go get food.
Go get food. Eat.
Not like we can.
It's fine if you leave us on while you're cooking, Like, I hear VYTALCast is like the prime podcast to watch while you're cooking food. I may just be making that up.
Headphones.
Yeah, I may be making that up, but doesn't hurt to try. Inspector Who's like, do you think they're gonna be making a new Penny?
I think they will. I think if anything, they might do something with it.
I mean, they kind of hinted about it back in Volume 3 and even Volume 2 that they were working on making more like robotic soldiers, and that like Penny was like the next big step in that.
Yeah, apparently the voice actor for it, and I can't remember his name right now, said something about an episode being very important. I think it was chapter 13 before. Like, there was going to be some big thing, but then it got pushed to episode 1.
Oh, episode 1.
Volume 7.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Elizabeth Maxwell at RTX, when I talked to her, she apparently recorded something for Volume 6, and it got cut.
And that might have been it. It got pushed.
She was peeved. she was not happy when the RWBY Volume 6 finale came out, because that was the episode it was supposed to be in.
I think it would have been weird if we just went straight to Atlas after that attack. I think it's nice to end it right there.
Yeah.
Instead of just going to another kingdom, knowing what is going on, and the next thing just ends for no reason.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Although it would have been nice to see like if it cut to like people in Atlas to kind of give us a
Mm-hmm.
hint of like what's going on there and what to expect when Volume
I
7
think
does
the
come.
airships was like the best time to end it, like to see like he's preparing for an attack and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah,
His
and
little tease.
fandom reactions. Hello, they're
Hello.
dropping in just to say hello. But yeah, it's I'm really happy with like how Volume 6 went with. I do think like near the end they could have probably condensed the fighting or like split the fighting up into
Yeah, I
their
think it
own
should have been
episodes.
split and have the Meg fight not be so important. It should have been Adam Blake versus Game be way more important, like have more focus.
Yeah.
Especially with all the trauma that should have been in that really wasn't in there.
um I would almost kind of counter argue some of that, but still a fair criticism that like it could have
Yeah.
been a little bit more upfront.
I think
Um,
Yang should have had something more. She really didn't feel anything from that,
well,
mostly, besides from the shakes
well,
and
when it
whatnot.
comes to PTSD and like other similar anxiety attacks that people have, sometimes they, rather than flight, which is just breaking down in terror, they go more into fight. And I think Yang is definitely, she goes more into fight than flight. And I, from my own personal experience, from stuff from like abusive people in the past, like I have more of a fight response than a flight at times. So I can understand like her doing that, and she's probably been like mentally
Trying to
preparing.
keep that in, yeah.
Yeah, like even though she's still scared of Adam, she knows that like when the time comes, she has to face him, and
And I
especially
think
with
it's
what was at stake, which was Blake. She was more in like protect Blake than cower in fear over Adam.
yeah, and I think if anything, the Volume 7 they might bring that up a little bit more
Yeah, I was it
because it
was
never fully goes away
I
either.
think
So it's like,
yeah, I think Carrie or someone made a tweet or a hint about it. I don't know who, but someone said something like we'll hear something about it still.
hmm. So I don't think Adam's ever going to fully go away. He's going to be mentioned, brought up over and over.
Yeah, yeah, like I think a lot of his impact on society
It's
will
too
still
much
carry
for,
over a bit.
yeah.
Yeah. Brandon Dodge is saying more focus on the Adam fight would have been nice. The mech fight should have been more of a B plot, and I agree. There was one shot in the mech fight I still can't erase from my mind despite all efforts. Um, that I really wish that they like didn't do that shot because it just felt more visually confusing and messed with the rhythm
Are
of the
you talking
fighting.
about the one where she grabs
The missile, yeah,
missile?
yeah,
That was odd. Like I
it,
was like, wait, what happened? Like
yeah.
how is she able to grab that anyway?
Well, because the screen goes completely like brown, and you're like, "What's that?" And then it slowly pans out to see a hand, but also
You don't
just
know
with
what it caught, but
yeah, just like the whole sequence of how it did it. It's like
it was off.
I think the
I feel like
shot
they missed a scene there.
I think that little sequence could have worked out if they did it more from like the missile's point of view rather than in front of the missile, you know?
I still
Like
think it's weird how she was able to catch it. You know, it's
yeah.
supposed to explode on impact. But okay, physics I guess doesn't exist.
I mean, what's that noise?
The thing is like so small anyway.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
I think there's like a weird chirping noise going on. Is your mic okay?
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Hold on, I'm gonna I don't know if I can mute or not. Hold on. Is it It's definitely going through my desktop.
That's weird.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to... Okay, it's definitely a Discord issue.
Okay, of course it is.
Do you want to just unplug and replug your mic real quick, please?
My mic is compared to the microphone to the camera.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's possible.
Oh wait, it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. Okay,
We're good. We are good.
So I'm like, oh.
Thanks a lot, Discord. Yeah, everyone in the chat's like, we could hear that.
I'm like, I don't hear Sugarnoid. Y'all going crazy? I'm like,
no, I heard it and I was like, oh no, technical issues. Why?
So my microphone is on the camera right now.
Yeah. Oh, Dominic in the chat. Dude, I'm so sorry. I saw you message a few times in the chat and I didn't address it. So he's saying, what do you think of Watts' role in Volume 7? I think, if anything, if we do get a new Penny, I think he's going to try to, like,
he's probably going to be the one that
creates the Penny. Well, not create the Penny, but, like, he's going to try to sabotage the new Penny model in some way.
Oh, man. That could be the reason why RWBY breaks down, maybe Penny attacks her.
Yeah. Oh,
imagine
dude.
That.
Talk about a traumatizing fight. Forget the Adam versus Blake and Yang fight. Like, RWBY fighting Penny.
Stated multiple times that she wants her to break down at some point because she's keeping all that emotion in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be good for her health either.
Dude, her fighting Penny. One, Penny's an extremely good fighter. It's going to be hard to fight them. But then you add on, like, the emotional stress and trauma with it as well.
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I think her breaking down is going to happen inevitably. It's just a matter of when that happens. I think it's either going to be her seeing Penny again and her Penny not remembering her, or it's going to be the opposite of Watts attacking Penny and making her attack her.
Yeah, I definitely think Watts isn't much of a fighter himself. Like, I think
he's going to be more of a strategist in the group.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely like, I'll let others do the fighting for me, but I'll help guide
like maybe
them
do
to
something
victory.
from here in, but not main focus. That's why he's bringing Tyrion in.
Yeah, Inspector Who's saying, what if Watts knows Penny's dad? And
that's likely. I
think
that's very likely.
Because he seems to be in the tech industry, or like the... He seems to be somewhat
connected. We see Penny's dad in Volume 3 kind of as a little glimpse, but it's only him appearing on his screen, like looking at his screen for Penny's death.
Yeah.
He's a little bit upset about that.
Yeah, Penny's creator. Yeah, but we also had a hint of Watts in Volume 3. When,
oh yeah, that's right, the symbol.
Yeah, his little logo shows up whenever like
seems to create the code hack.
Yeah, when Cinder like opened up her scroll and you could see the little symbol in the corner, which she's looking up at.
Like I didn't notice that until Arno mentioned that years ago.
Yeah, someone had to point it out to me like earlier this year. I think it was fairly recent for me to find out. I was like, how did I miss this? Yeah. Yeah, Watts can probably make weapons. I agree with that. I think, well,
he does make weapons.
He made Tyrion's tail. You know, that in itself is a weapon. But yeah, I agree. He's probably involved with like the weapon industry or tech industry in Atlas.
Or both, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, tech and weapons kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And you know, he was able to come up with the hacker code for Cinder, and he's made the tail for Tyrion. So that kind of
smart person. That's true for sure.
Yeah, he's a jack of all trades. Brandon Dodge says, I feel like this arc will be a turning point of the series.
Yeah, it's gonna...
I mean, if
it... be something.
Yeah, I mean, if Atlas falls, it'll for sure be a turning point. And like...
We're likely gonna have Atlas falling and the Great War starting at some point. Both of those.
Yeah, if both of those happen, this will be like the next Volume 3, but on a larger scale for sure.
Yeah, like on crack. Because it's going to look like Volume 3 is a cakewalk compared to what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Yeah, and...
Even then, not many people were affected because I'm like, oh no, lots of communication. Wait, and that's pretty much it. This is going to be worse.
Yeah.
So all the emotions are going to go through flying out and everything. Lots of death.
Yeah. Well, also, it's going to make, like, traveling to Vacuo a lot harder.
Impossible.
Because everyone's going to be, like, closed borders, very defensive. Also, like, oh, you're not from here? We immediately do not trust you. Why are you here?
Yeah, especially with Salem now coming to the fray.
Yeah. Yeah. So this could either go two ways. It could be they try to get humanity to unite against Salem and the Grimm, or humanity just gets divided to the point where Salem could just pick them off. Yeah. Brandon Dodge is saying maybe by boat. Yeah, I don't mean by transportation. I just mean like people guarding the borders.
Trying to get in there.
Yeah. And Dominic's asking, do you think Watts knows Jack?
Kind of asked that before, but
yeah, I was gonna say I think Watts, if he's in those industries, like it's kind of hard not to know who Jock Schnee is and like be connected to his business somehow.
Like he would have to be at some point.
Yeah,
kind of like the Tony Stark of Jock, maybe. Like you would know him at least.
Yeah, Inspector Who is saying he feels like it's a little too soon for the war, and I could see it going either way. But
it's gonna be one of those two. Either Atlas is gonna fall, or Great War, or it's just gonna be one of those.
Yeah, I honestly think like we'll have a better idea of like where it'll go once we're like 4 or 5 episodes into the volume.
But I don't think the attack is gonna happen this volume, because especially the criticism of Haven and everything like that. Like not seeing too much of it. So in volume 5, they're gonna focus a lot on Atlas first.
I mean,
for the attack.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is like depending on how they pace things, I could still see it being done where they could do both, where they could still get plenty of stuff about Atlas shown and known, and then have the attack right at the finale, you know, or at least hint that the attack is about to happen, and that's how we start volume 8.
Yeah, that would be
like, can you like imagine the invasion as like the start off point for volume 8, because then people just don't know where the rest of the volume is going to go, and we hit hard right at the beginning.
I think if anything, the main plot points are going to be with Neo and Cinder more than likely, like the main story
for volume 8.
For volume 7.
Oh, for volume 7.
Yeah, for more
honestly
focus on Neo and Cinder.
Cinder needs some work.
If anything, once we have the backstab, we might have Ruby lost an eye. I think if anything, we might get that because they've kind of hinted at that for years now.
Okay.
Especially with Tyrion mentioning an eye for an eye, maybe they might do that.
And AC Gears and Arms in the chat said, do you think Dr. Watts can fight outside of the military or academies? It seems the higher class doesn't exactly considering fighting to be worthwhile skill to have. And we kind of talked. We think he's more of a strategist than a fighter. He probably could fight just a little bit, but not to take.
But not to like be up and up. It's that would.
Yeah, I think Watts' style of fighting would be shooting someone in the back while they're not looking.
Or like a sniper maybe or something.
Yeah, well, I just mean like he'd go for a cheap and dirty trick when no one's expecting it.
Okay, yeah.
Strategically, that's a easier victory, and with his skill set, that's kind of what he'd need to win. I mean, assuming his skill set is not the best. Brandon Dodge says, I think Blake and Weiss will be extremely pivotal characters that really help unite the humans and the Faunus.
Yeah.
Dude.
They can try to do it, but I don't think it's going to work. My emotion
it's definitely not going to be achieved this volume, but I think the groundworks are very likely to happen in this volume. Because I think it'd be very symbolic for Weiss to kind of like help fix the Faunus human relations with Blake, because her father is very much the reason why there's a lot of Faunus problems in modern day era of Remnant. So for her to be trying to undo that and help with the healing, I think that'd be a very meaningful and like symbolic thing to have in RWBY. Yeah. Okay, Inspector Who, I totally misread your chat. I thought you said Neo and Cinder inflirtation and not infiltration. I thought I read inflirtation. I'm like, oh, what?
What? Anything for the Neo and Cinder stuff, Neo is more than likely going to backstab Cinder at some point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's going to happen.
For sure. And
like we had the perfect moment like Cinder was gonna attack Ruby again, because that was the main criticism of Volume 5, that she didn't do anything to her.
yeah, I think Volume 6 for Cinder was, oh yeah, in Volume 5 how she just didn't fight Ruby
Like,
at all in the
that was the
the
main
fight
objective.
again.
Why I'm going there is Ruby doesn't do anything.
I mean,
Just completely ignores her.
I mean, so I'm not trying to cover for RT or anything,
Yeah, like,
but like
I just
the
didn't like the way I
rationale, the rationale in my head was, if she's weak to Silver Eyes, strategically it would make more sense to not go head straight into the person with Silver Eyes, you know?
Yeah.
But I get the criticism for it as well. And you
Like,
know,
that was the main reason why she went there, was because of Ruby.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, for
She
sure.
didn't do anything. What are you doing?
Yeah, it'd be interesting, like the way they could kind of address that without directly addressing it is if Neo and Cinder catch up with Team Ruby, and like Cinder has Neo doing all the fighting against Ruby, but then she's in the background trying to take like a shot, like a moment of opportunity to have the upper hand on Ruby, if that makes sense. And then
Yeah, I think.
and then that would kind of like explain what happened in Volume 5 without addressing it by showing like, oh, this is just the way Cinder tries to fight Ruby now. But
I think if anything, it's gonna be starting with Cinder and Ruby first, just to get that, and Neo like finding the perfect way to get her revenge, kill off Cinder, do something to her, like just something.
But
then likely Neo might die during that moment. Like,
oh no, they can't kill Ice Cream Girl, not yet. Yeah. I mean, she probably will.
I just don't see how what else she can really do now without backstabbing Cinder.
Yeah, no, she
finds something.
She really just has a revenge plot left.
Like, that's really all she's important right now.
Yeah, and honestly, like as far as like writing goes, the possibilities are endless. But as a viewer who only knows so much, it's like, yeah, I could see her not having use after Cinder dies.
Yeah. But I do think Cinder probably won't last for long.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. Oh, also, Inspector Who and Brandon are reminding me that Salem told Cinder not to kill Ruby and that she wants Ruby alive.
But then even then, she still went to Ruby to do that thing for that exact purpose. Rod said, like, you know, you're betraying Salem's plan right now to not attack her. Yeah, you're going to go do that. And you still did it.
Yeah. I mean,
Cinder, like, doesn't make any sense.
Cinder
like,
is
why
still...
did you do the plan in the first place?
Cinder does what Cinder wants, okay? like she's like, hey, I'm not allowed to kill Ruby, but Neo, you haven't been given orders to not kill Ruby, so she can't be mad at you.
It's like, that was the reason why you went to do the plan anyway, was go attack her. What are you doing?
Listen, Cinder does what Cinder wants. AC Gears and Arms says, I just realized Watts and his clothes. His gloves aren't just for appearance. Those are meant to be combat or physical activity, fighting, or maybe his work in engineering? Curious. I'm more leaning towards engineering, just because of his field of work. But I mean, it doesn't mean they don't have some use or give him some advantage in fighting, but I do think their main purpose...
He would have to have something, because he would be very important to kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like the main supplier of anything from Atlas.
Yeah, and... Yeah. Oh, Brandon Dodge is saying Neo could join the heroes, and that's a perfect...
No, I don't see that happening at all.
Have you heard my
too much
Neo...
conflict there.
Have you heard my Neo Volume 4 theory? Okay. I think... Hold on. Were you trying to say something just barely?
No. I was just
okay.
saying, like,
sorry, I saw the YouTube, and YouTube's a few seconds late, so I'm like, wait, It looks like he's trying to talk, but... Okay, so my RWBY Volume 4 theory goes like this. I mean, did I say RWBY? I meant Neo Volume 4 theory. Was Neo is hunting down Team Ranger because she wants revenge on RWBY for the death of Roman. But while fighting RWBY, RWBY says, "Hey, don't blame me, Roman died. Blame Cinder, because she brought the Grimm, and the Grimm killed Torchwick, killed Roman."
That's weird.
And then Neo goes, she has a fairly good point. I'm not gonna join the heroes, but I am gonna go after Cinder, which would kind of be a similar goal of theirs. And
I think maybe that might happen. Like they have a conversation between that.
Yeah.
Like saying, "Hey, why are you attacking me? Stop! Yeah. I didn't do anything."
That conversation could still kind of happen. I mean, everyone's kind of on the page of like, we think this is Neo's plan to begin with, is to get close to Cinder and then take a moment of opportunity to take her out. Off. Yeah. So
perfect opportunity.
Yeah. So imagine I had that theory since before Volume 4 started. And then a few years later, I'm watching Volume 6, and the whole thing with Neo going after Cinder, and then Cinder being like, "Hey, don't blame me, Roman died. Blame Little Red." I'm like, are you kidding me? You just took my theory and flipped it around. I deserve credit. Like, where's my writing credit on RWBY? No, it's just funny that like how close I was to being like very accurate, and I'm proud on that.
More than likely, Neo's gonna be like an anti-hero at some point. And kind of be both sides, maybe.
That's kind of how I see her. I don't see her like fully joining the heroes, but I do see
that doesn't seem right.
I do see her goal in like backstabbing Cinder aligning with Team RWBY. You know, it's like, hey, I'm not really choosing a side in this war. I'm all about me, and me.
Kind of like how Raven is right now.
Yeah, pretty much what it is right now. Okay, Streamlabs is apparently telling more people to mind their manners. I am so sorry, everyone. I will try to figure out why that is. AC Gears and Arms said, "What would Salem do to Cinder if she catches wind of her intent with RWBY? Salem can keep tabs on her with that arm, assumingly." Yeah, I think Salem's smart enough to know Cinder well enough to know that Cinder will probably still try to get RWBY
to like find some way, even though it's not technically doing it herself, but it's still following the plan.
Yeah.
But I think she'll find some way that she is doing it. I think that's kind of why she's letting her do her own thing right now. It seems she's willing to do that.
Yeah, and I used to have my theory with Cinder that would have kind of turned her into an anti-hero or into a redeemable character, so to say.
I don't think she's going to be redeemed.
Well, also, like, for my theory to have worked, they should have addressed something in Volume 5 that I thought they would have done, or addressed it in Volume 6, which they haven't done. So the theory to me is, like, dead. Like, I'm not counting on it. However, after the Neo thing, it's like, maybe they're just waiting for me to forget about my own theory to show it again. But
I do think Cinder's going to die in a couple of volumes. I don't think she's going to stay as a main antagonist.
Oh yeah, I definitely do not think she's going to live forever. And ever since the introduction to Salem, she has definitely not been like the main antagonist at all.
If anything, once the backstab happens, I think that's it. Like, we might find some way to do it and just kill her off.
Neo puts an end to Cinder.
I don't, not necessarily to have it weaken her enough, and then Cinder kills Neo or something. Maybe Neo might run away.
Like they get our hopes up again in a fight with Cinder, but then Cinder wins the fight. War flashbacks.
I think at this point, RWBY might actually take out that emotion and just straight up kill her for Penny, Kira.
Wow.
Anything.
I mean, do we want to see her hands dirty like that?
I think she might have to in that situation.
She just goes Super Saiyan, and that's when her hair goes spiking up like that, and then she takes out Cinder.
And then maybe after that, she might break down a lot because so much happened at that point.
Yeah.
It's too much for her to bear.
Yeah, it would. Well, also, like, she would have taken a human life.
A life. Even if the Cinder is still a life.
Yeah, like, it's still different than, you know, killing a Grimm, you know? So, like, that would be... people are like, ooh, we could see that. But yeah, I don't know where in the timeline Cinder would die. I've always put her off as like closer to the end of the series.
I think that would be too long at that point.
I mean, I do think they should like save Cinder's writing a bit, because someone mentioned in the chat that Cinder's too confusing, and I agree with that to a point. Like,
I think if she's gonna die, it's gonna be right after her backstory, like why she wants that power and everything else like that.
That
like, what made her be that.
Yeah, I really want to learn that as well. And honestly, like, if after Volume 7, like, let's say Volume 7 ends right before the invasion of Atlas starts, and they want to take a year-long break and give us, like, a season that's, like, just, like, background stories, or, like,
That'd
Team
nice.
Stark and, like, Cinder background stuff, I would be down for that. It'll just keep the angst going for the invasion.
Kind of make us fear for Volume 8 even more. It's like, what are you all doing?
Yeah, I mean, but also I could see if like they went into the backgrounds and still had like a narrative to it that ties into what's gonna happen in Volume 8. That would be interesting to see. But I just want my Stark spin-off series somehow, or season somehow. Even if it's just like 3 episodes of Team Stark, I want it.
I think that's likely all we're gonna get a backstory for Team Stark. Like once it's important to bring that up, like 3 episodes tops, 3 to 2.
Yeah.
Maybe like at a point where the volume is like not that important enough to then give us that information.
Yeah.
Like how it's.
I don't know if there's ever going to be an ideal time to give us Team Stark information. So it's like, hey, just bring it over whenever you need it, you know. Hey, Seekers and Arms, you know what we need? Junior new outfits. Seriously. Who wears open-toed boots in a frozen tundra? Wait. Ren, what are you doing? Oh no.
Especially his clothing is not gonna match.
Yeah.
For winter at all.
Yeah, I mean,
why is it gonna be freezing?
maybe Ren, just like how he suppresses aura and emotion with his semblance, he also suppresses the frostbite on his feet.
That would be broken as hell. Like that's thinking about that. That'd be overpowered.
No,
that'd be too much.
That's just me. That's just me taking a crack shot at him.
I'm like, just thinking about that. Wow, that could be really useful.
Yeah.
In a fight.
Inspector Who was asking, actually, should Jean kill Cinder instead of RWBY?
I think that's too late.
You think it's too late for Jean?
I think if it would have happened, it would have been sometime after like Volume 4 or something, like right around Pyrrha's death.
I mean,
so I think he's kind of had that moment in Volume 5 when he comes to terms with that.
Yeah, but in a way, the Volume 5 moment could have been like a build-up or hint of Jean's emotions towards Cinder as well. Because again, like, just as much as like Cinder didn't go after RWBY didn't necessarily go after Cinder as well. So it almost, I feel like there might be a purpose in why they had Jean fight Cinder rather than RWBY fight Cinder. Because Jean seemed to be the one to have charged towards Cinder, and it was very much revenge.
Emotional wreck.
Yeah, it was very much like, I want to get revenge.
He was lucky he didn't die. If she didn't see Weiss at that moment, he would have been gone.
Yeah, I agree.
It was just a little luck moment there.
And honestly, I was so scared for Weiss, but
also, I think deep down I knew she was gonna live, but
I mean, yeah, it would be like, oh man, RWBY can't be going this dark again.
Going off with the title character? What is this?
However, can I thank Cinder for somehow giving us some foundation for White Knight possibly happening in the future, and it not being a totally hated ship? Because I remember back in Volume 1 and 2, White Knight was on like the no TP list for everyone, myself included. Like, I hated that ship. But I was always like, oh, you know, like, if they get character development, which they both have, and now Jean has saved her life, showing his growth and maturity.
Maybe.
Yeah. Brandon Dodger's like, but White Rose, though. And it's like, no matter what ship becomes canon, there's gonna be a different ship that gets sunk. I can English, I swear.
Like Pyrrha had a lot of them. Like, I think the most favorite one other than John was Blake. I mean, that one being pretty popular.
Pyrrha and Blake?
Really? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with that out there.
I was gonna say, like, I've seen Pyrrha and Ren.
That one's odd.
Or was it? I might be mixing it up with Ren and Yang, but yeah. I don't know. Like, no matter what, a ship's gonna get sunk. Like, let's take Bumblebee into example. Bumblebee is canon or semi-canon right now, and Black Sun was like a very big contender for the Blake ships, and that ship is pretty much
done for.
Yeah, it's pretty much done for, regardless of Bumblebee.
Pretty much Bumblebee and Ren and Nora are like the same at this moment. Like the same plot relevance and whatnot.
Ren Nora, another great ship. A ship that became canon, got uncannoned, and then recannoned, which I can't believe.
Make up your mind.
Yeah, and most of this happened off show. Like, I remember Gray on Twitter being like, "Oh, they're just friends," or like he at some point said that it wasn't canon. Some people thought he was joking, but like to me, it came off in a way that, like, if it was sarcasm.
I like the way the scene played out. It pretty much made it official.
Yeah, no, it was very much. He said it like post volume 4. Oh, they're just friends, and I think he said it between volume 5 and 6 was when he said it, because people were like, "Where was the Red Nora in volume 5? You can't just make a ship canon and then pretend it doesn't exist." And Gray was like, "Oh, they're just friends. They're not a ship."
I'm like, how?
Yeah. Everyone was like, how? And I think enough people got angry that they're like, okay, we gotta throw in that line for Nora. Hands off my man. Okay, guys, chill. It's still a thing. They're still doing stuff. Yeah. They're like, of course Gray would say that. Yeah. Speaking of Gray, I don't want to like dive into him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just because.
I was wondering if you could bring that up this stream.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a better place than VYTALCast to address some of the things that have happened with RWBY and stuff behind scenes, especially when out of like Miles, Carey, and Gray I knew like had called VYTALCast a love letter to RWBY, and I don't want to use VYTALCast as like a way to be like.
Yeah, that would be kind of rude.
Yeah, no, it would. And honestly, when it comes to, like, out of all the things that happen with RT, like, Gray, I'm having, like, weird mixed feelings I'm still trying to process. Because, like...
So that just came out of nowhere, and you're like, what?
Because part of me is, like, I want to say I don't think Gray is a bad person. But on the other hand, I don't think he was possibly like the best boss or like best work person, if that makes sense. Because there's some people are
maybe like he was power hungry, maybe a little bit. But
some people are very different when they're working, and then especially when it comes to creative projects. And I could very much see him being like a perfectionist and wanting like the best for his project, and that's why things. A lot of stuff.
That's why we Genlock with the animators and whatnot.
And that's also just me trying to give him like the benefit of a doubt. But anyway, we'll kindly step off that topic. Okay, so AC Gears and Arms seems to be giving us a good topic change point. He said the inclusion of a new female role in Christina V has me thinking two possibilities. Due to her popularity, I'm thinking either Winter Maiden or Penny's Aura Donor.
I've never heard of that one before.
That is a very different route than what we were guessing.
I never heard of that one. I've heard of Winter Maiden, but that one? That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think she would be the Winter Maiden because I think that's too important, especially how important Christina V is.
I mean,
especially with Shantae and Rebecca's Ladybug and everything else like that.
but also, with her being such a well-known voice actor, like, why wouldn't you want to give such a big role to them? You know?
Yeah, like for marketing points anyway.
Yeah, and also like this has been like a background thought for me. But what if the Winter Maiden is Penny's aura donor or Penny 2.0?
Yo,
because it's like, hey, we want to protect the Winter Maiden. Current Winter Maiden is kind of McDying, and we don't know where the powers are gonna go. So if we kind of like save her soul via Penny robot, then
yeah, and that's how they knew about the soul transfer and whatnot.
Yeah, and then it's just like, hey, well, and also like robots are very hard to kill. And like we saw how OP Penny was she was. So a Winter Maiden Penny?
Whew. That would be. I don't. I could
be Can't touch this. That's basically gonna be the Winter Maiden if it was Penny. It was just hammer time.
I would still hate if Winter is a Winter Maiden. I would be pissed at that.
Really?
That would just be annoying. Like this to have that like on the nose like that, I think it would be forced.
Oh, having Winter?
Yeah, Winter. It would be very forced. I would have not liked that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's been anything to hint towards her. And I think they definitely would have foreshadowed that as early as Volume 3. So
the thing is, like that theory's been popular for years now. That it like it has a chance. That just makes me mad.
Yeah. I don't think Winter would be it. As funny as it would be to have Winter, like Winter and Gun McNelson are hanging out. Like, okay, cool.
And especially we already have a maiden that's already been known before. Like having both of them be like them, kind of be predictable in the future anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Inspector Who is saying like the Winter Maiden is a Schnee inheritance. That would be cool.
And I could explain like all the cipher, like the sites and whatnot. Not the sites.
Oh, the glyphs.
Glyphs.
I mean,
where that power came from.
I could see that to an extent, but I don't know. Like I feel like the Winter Maiden would have been hinted at some point if it was a Schnee person.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like calmly like just being like I don't know.
Like it's a cute theory. Please step away.
Yeah, it's a cute theory. I don't know what to do with it. Like other
I think it would just be hard to write that into the show. Weird.
Damos Camos in the chat says, I feel like they will give Christina a character similar in importance to Ilya. Oh, for sure. Like
like Willow.
Whether she's Willow, the Penny 2.0 donor, or the Winter Maiden, like any three of those roles would be
work well.
Be amazing for her. Yeah. AC Gears and Arms is saying, I wonder if Atlas has aura transfer technology perfected. Maybe Ozpin can be spliced from Oscar. He can be his own man, and Oz gets a body. That is
maybe
that never even crossed my mind. That is a very
that's an interesting theory. I think that has a chance to happen if they perfected it. I don't think they have quite yet, because that's a very new thing.
Yeah, I mean it'd be something interesting to see at least be tried and maybe fail.
Yeah,
like because
if it's gonna fail though, I think it might have consequences on a human soul and whatnot.
Yeah, like there might be consequences, or it just doesn't work, because the brothers, the God of Light and the God of Dark, they did kind of say like, hey, we're gonna make sure you're never alone, and that's the whole reason why he inherits a living person's body, and he's like sharing a head with another soul is so he's never alone. So I could see like some sort of higher power interference would mess with the technology. Like, in theory, it should work, but it doesn't.
Like, maybe it might break the chain and maybe he could die now. Or something like that. And then it kind of gives my Oscar, like, do not die. Because then Ospen would.
Oh, man.
Like, for real.
Yeah, I don't know what the consequences would be. I just thought maybe the machine makes some sparks and nothing happens. You know,
This is no sparks. There's no memory loss.
Listen, I just had the possibility thrown at me a minute ago. I don't think
now
I could.
Now I'm like thinking about it with Cage. That could be dark.
If I could flesh this out super well within a minute, like, give me a show to write. But yeah, it'd be cool to see at least discussed in the show, but I
think they'll probably make that like the baby Thanos thing, kind of like this reference, like why would you do that? Like that could have severe consequences.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, like it, like, when has there ever been someone else with two souls to test this machine on? So, like, in theory, it should work, but we don't know if there would be consequences or if it would work. And, you know, like, there's a lot that they wouldn't know. They're like, hey, this is the first time ever attempting this because this is a very unique case. Well,
I still think I think Oscar and Ospen connecting is too important of a risk to not do it.
Yeah, because, like, what if you get half of Oscar, half of Ozpin transferred instead of one whole of one of them? Or what if you transferred Oscar into someone else's body?
Oh, that would be whoops.
Yeah, that'd be a whoops. And it's like Oscar looking at his own body and be like, I'm over there. You know? Like,
so they can have more severe consequences, like I said before, about if Ozpin dies or Oscar dies, then Ozpin's gone. Permanently.
Yeah. I don't think Ozpin's cycle would ever end, only because there's some supernatural powers involved with it, you know. Yeah. AC Gears and Arms saying, calling it now, the Atlas vault will be a giant cavern with a door of unmeltable, indestructible ice. Only the maiden can melt the door down.
That could be interesting. I think that'd be very unique.
I feel like that's a reference to another show or book.
What would the statue be like? I don't remember. Did they show that? Like the statue, like the symbol, because apparently, like the symbols of the thing are very reference to the statue itself. I think what would that look like? Like, what would the spirit of the
Winter Maiden look like?
Like the relic be for Atlas?
I don't know. Like, I think it's gonna be the relic of knowledge.
I think they mentioned what it is. Before.
Is there?
I just don't remember.
I need to refresh my memory.
I think in Volume 5, Episode 1, they mentioned like where the relics are.
Yeah. So hold on. I need to refresh my mind on the relics because I know there's the lamp, and then like the crown. Okay, so staff, sword. Hold on. What are the powers? Okay, so there's choice, knowledge, creation, and destruction. So I think it's the relic of creation. Oh, yep. It's right there in the wiki. Creation is the winter one in Atlas. And it's a staff.
That makes sense.
And it's a staff.
That's how they became so powerful in the first place. Why technology went crazy.
Yeah, so we know this one is a staff. And
that can make sense, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, okay. We don't
know.
Like,
what could that be? Like, what would the spirit be of that?
The North Pole. You think it's a pole, but it's a staff.
No, like...
I'm joking.
I was just saying, like, the spirit, maybe... Yeah. I was just thinking, like, maybe it could be Santa Claus. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, who knows, you know? Yeah.
Probably find out once we get the statue of it. What it would look like. Because apparently the statue of Haven is the same as Jin. So,
yeah, I don't know if they'll have like a statue or what the statue would necessarily be. I would imagine it be of like whoever inherited the staff at the time that the relics were given
for it.
Yeah,
Because we know Beacons is 2 people for that, male and a female. We know that for them. We just don't know where that Willick is.
Inspector who said Santa creates you presents. Yes. He uses the staff of creation.
Don't let Ruby touch
our
that one.
presents. Gosh, I make a
you will
crappy joke.
Find out the present Jane gets.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're kind of hitting up the end of the show. We kind of ran a lot longer, but we ran a lot longer than we usually do. But I figured we haven't done this in a long time, and we were having a great discussion that I didn't want to end it, but I sadly have to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
Ooh,
and
that's really fun.
I still have some other stuff I need to prepare to do, like the guest for next week's VYTALcast. It is Carly, also known as Illuminati Dorito on Instagram. Ooh. She's a Carolina and Gwenda Goodwitch cosplayer.
Oh,
so
that should be fun.
You know, if you like Red versus Blue or you like Gwenda Goodwitch, she cosplays both, and she's a member of
Gwenda Goodwitch. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, her and her boyfriend, they do Ozpin and Gwenda together, so they're pretty cool cosplayers and good friends of mine. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let us know more of your thoughts down in the comments down below. Subscribe to HuntSD for RWBY AMVs and reactions once the volume starts up. And subscribe to me for more RWBY goodness and VYTALcast. And I will boop you guys next time.
Bye.